We got little Bismarck College out of North Dakota, the Mystics taking on State Fair Community College. Before we kind of delve into this matchup, though, Pyro, let's kind of talk a little bit about what we're looking at here. Of course, the NJCAA, the National Junior College Athletic Association. That means, of course, that all the teams you'll see here playing within the NJCAA are going to be colleges, the junior colleges, right? The only players that will be going to these schools will be freshmen and sophomores within there, with trade schools, four-year colleges, graduate school programs, everything else like that, going on to being kind of like the post-junior college experience. Let's talk a little bit about these two teams here, though, Pyro.
Yeah, like you said, the two-year colleges, the junior colleges, we got some awesome talent today. Two teams, we got our Bismarck State College and the State Fair Community College. So talk about what it is. The competition today is Bismarck are the Mystics, State Fair are the Roadrunners. We got Magic versus Speed in Rocket League. The question is, which wins out?
Yeah, which I guess on paper, Speed would probably get there. I don't know. It's kind of like almost a question like, is it better to be lucky than good? I don't know. State Fair Community College on the right, that is in the orange. This is group number 2. This is week 4. This is a round-robin format, 9 weeks, 10 teams apiece. And the brutal part of this, Pyro, is that playoff decision, right? That playoff contention. Talk to me a little bit more about that, as this one hit about 40 seconds.
Oh my, it is cut. 7 groups in the NJCAA, 10 teams in this group, and only the top team makes it to postseason. So every single match, despite it being 9 weeks, is so crucial, because being at the top of such a group of such depth is going to be so important. So we'll see if they're able to make that happen here today, Tugboat.
We shall see. Yeah, like you said, a little bit brutal right there, but that's fine. There you go. A little bit of slowed down action right there. You know, State Fair Community College putting this one up and over, but a weak defense yields that Bismarck State giving up the first goal to State Fair Community College. Like you said, though, yeah, only one team going on into that playoff contention at 2-1, State Fair Community College. Bismarck 1-2. State Fair drops this one, and they'll go down to an even scoreline at 2-2 for Bismarck. That is exactly what this North Dakota squad wants. But going up 3-1, looked pretty solid for State Fair Community College. Back to the middle right here, more of an impressive defensive rebound all the way out, kind of clearing this one out, and that's Wolverine Dude for Bismarck State, now playing that defensive role.
Yeah, it's important to be able to solidify this defense, especially for Bismarck. Not coming out with the first goal isn't good to set the tone here, especially as they're not the leading squad in this match. Bismarck sitting at a 1-2 record, State Fair at a 2-1 record. So you want to come out. Maybe you are the underdog here, but you want to come out setting the tone a bit stronger than this. Right now, State Fair on their heels as Bismarck are trying to attack that goal line. Nice rotation here as the ball comes off of the wall, but good backboard clearance from State Fair. They seem to have this on lock on the backside.
Yeah, I can definitely dig that. And this is not a one-sided game so far. Both teams getting a solid little bit of time of possession so far. Dylan CM haven't talked too much about this player so far. We'll see how this goes the rest of this game.
So indeed, as Peachy eyeing up a shot that gets turned away. Good block there for Bismarck. Now it's turned into the midfield. A shot goes down to the center field. Peachy trying to get that away, but it's dunked towards the net. Here it is, an open shot that's taken off of the backboard. The follow-up's going to be taken wide as well. Bismarck with a couple good chances, but State Fair are keen to get in front of those challenges as quickly as they can. Again, Spartan, that's going to go wide. Bismarck continuously just trying to get out of their own half as they're faced up with so much pressure. Maybe the aerial play could get them out of it, but it's a pass infield and a great shot from Dylan. He sees the opportunity and seizes the day. Damn it, Peachy, what an assist as well. And moving into the infield, a lot of players tend to bring that ball around the corner. It's more of the scenic route towards the net, but State Fair, they know how to be lethal in the passing game. Get to the infield as quickly as possible and get cutting those passes infield immediately are going to be exactly the solution to that. State Fair finds it again. The dish from Peachy.
Fantastic stuff. Little pass action there. Spartan actually hitting even 300 points on there. How thematical. Throwing it back to the epic war drama of the mid-2000s. Gerard Butler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Little slow-mo action. You know, kind of doing the Matrix justice. 95 seconds left into this one. Wolverine, dude, a player that really has to get involved onto this ball a little bit more. State Fair Community College has done a great job of taking this from a 0-1 game with a very mild lead into something a lot more dominant, and with only about 80 seconds left. You know, this happens first minute or so. Yes, that's not looking good for the rest of the game, but at least this other team would have had plenty of time to come back at this one. As it is, 75 seconds or so, and Bismarck State getting the first offensive look that they've had in a little bit right now, and now they're going to lose possession as Peachy is putting this up. Bismarck State had a chance to kind of get this one out right there, but now with the fourth right here, this is going to be knocking on the coffin door.
Peachy officially with the playmaker title. That is the third assist in a row. You usually look at the shot takers and say, hey, defense, clamp down on this player immediately because they're on fire. But right now, the assister in Peachy, as soon as that player has the ball and is working up the field, you have to clamp down, look for the passing lanes, cut into them quickly, because Peachy is making every moment count for State Fair.
They really have so far. It's simply about taking advantage of these mistakes when your opponents do make them, right? So far, that's been Peachy. Just another one right there. Green guy barely able to get over to this one, but 35 seconds left. Not sure this one's going to happen for Bismarck State.
Yeah, time winding down. This is a good time to maybe get a little creative on offense, find out what works, because clearly so far in game number one, we haven't seen the solution from Bismarck State. Start, getting the bumping game going. Oh, maybe State Fair is going to take that advice first, and Demolition flies into the goal line and clears the lane for the goal.
Yeah, just a little bit extra on top right here. Just something to kind of take with him, put in the doggy bag, put in the fridge for later. Fifth goal right here. This game might as well have been, 3 or 4-2-0. As it is, it'd be nice for Bismarck State to kind of take one with them as well. At least one to go, no goose egg on top, for the very first game. Obviously, these first games always kind of like a litmus test, a taste test, or whatever you want to call it, like kind of dipping your toes in the water. This is a best of 5, of course. No best of 3 action, so still a little bit of wiggle room here for Bismarck State, but now for the 6th, that is not good looks for this Bismarck State College.
Not for Bismarck, but great for State Fair. Their road running away from it. A 6-0 lead is dominating, and they have quite the momentum to move into game number 2. Bismarck State, a little back to the drawing board for them. They got to figure out a few things here, Tugboat. And that is clamping down on the playmaker, Peachy, along with a whole lot of other things.
Yeah, so game 1 right here, that's fair in every way, shape, or form. 6-0 is definitely very, very one-sided. When we were looking at like a 3-0, I think, 1 or even 2, you're looking at like decently close games or whatnot. Anything overtime-wise or like just a regular score line, or a regular score difference of 1 within regular time, obviously going to be very, very close. 3's, but 6 is simply not. Taking a look at these as well, this isn't like Bismarck State putting in 0 goals for lack of trying. It's 5 shots total right there. Still has a little bit of save action. On the other side, every single shot was represented on the other side by a State Fair Community College save right here. And that was spread across. Dylan did get 3, but Spartan and Peachy both putting in one of their own, really putting a flag in the ground and really making this first game their own.
Yeah, that's how you do it there. Think about the history as well for State Fair Community College. When you look at how they performed throughout this season so far, 2 of their wins were sweeps. And so when they get going hot to start, it's a really good signal for them. Their loss as well, Tugboat, they lost every single game, got 0-3. So this is a team that really appears to be hit or miss. And so far, they're hitting the mark.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours right here, as it seems. If themes continue, this will go down quickly here for State Fair Community College. But hey, we're casters. We want as much Rocket League as possible, right? We want 4 more overtime games, at least a game 2, that goes all the way down to at least a little bit more of an even scoreline, right? I'm not sure if this, even in just looking at these teams' records so far in the NJCAA, 1-2, 2-1, very, very even. This isn't a 3-0 team and a 0-3 team by any means. Game 2 starting, just a couple seconds. What I want to see here, Pyro. Dylan CM on the side of State Fair Community College getting a little more involved. And the same thing with Green Guy on the side of Bismarck, getting a little bit more involved on both sides of this ball, offensively and defensively, I mean. Headlet coming in for Hindi, I think?
Whew. Yeah, that one came in hot, too.
I think that's a sub Headlet for Hindi. I'm not sure.
I think that's right.
Not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, Bismarck State, they know they need something a little bit different in this game, so maybe some new blood could help them out, but a 50-50 from Peachy here shows us that the momentum from game 1 is doing about in game 2.
Yeah, unfortunately, Green Guy just coming in really fast and loud at this one. Got a hit on it. It's not like that was a whiff by any means, Pyro. Just a simple fact of that second touch always being more important than the first. 42 seconds into this one. State Fair Community College struck about the same time last time, if my memory serves.
Oh, yeah. They struck first, they struck second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. They were on the ball. And
there's no... first... never mind, go ahead.
Well, they're first on the strike for game number 2, and for Bismarck State, what they appear to rely on a lot offensively that State Fair doesn't is just wrapping the ball around the corner, following it around the globe, if you will, if you want to turn this flat pitch into a round earth,
Whoa. Getting political here.
That's right. Let's keep it the Rocket League here as Bismarck almost.
This isn't Rocket League Sideswipe, we have 3 dimensions here.
Oh, no, not Sideswipe.
No, very, very fun. Very, very fun if you guys have not checked out not checked out the mobile version of Rocket League quite yet. 90 seconds into this one, though. State Fair Community College striking for the second time here. I said I really want some extra Rocket League, right? Game 5 right now, after we... frequently there are changes between Games 1 and Games 2, whether that's just straight-up game plan, whether that's players coming in and having a difference of effect on this game. But even with Headlight in here, Peachy putting one up right there, Green Guy stretches to it. But even with Headlight coming in, this is looking like a very similar game with similar times from game number 1. Even if Bismarck State drops this, they'll have a third game, of course, best of 5 in case you're just joining us. But still, I would just like to see a little bit more out of this Bismarck State College.
I think my biggest issue right now for Bismarck State, or better put, maybe a growth area for Bismarck, is better control of that midfield. Right now, if they're finding clears, it's just a constant, quick push out to the other side. They do have a second player here to dump it down out to Green Guy. Finally, a connection is found downfield, and that equates in a goal.
I love it. Wolverine kind of stops this one, forces defender down bottom to bite at it. That was a perfect example of something that was very well orchestrated. You basically see these comms flying through the air. Now 10 seconds outside of halftime, Bismarck State has struck once, and just with a single goal, there's an entirely different vibe to this game right now.
There is the renewed hope, the rejuvenation for Bismarck State, and they found it with that connection moving from their own side of the field up to the opposite end. It's such a clear indication that when you're clearing with intentionality, it can really create productive offensive streaks. There's another pass that hits a player that's going to be on target, but Peachy this time ready defensively. A bat down from the ceiling is going to hit the infield, but a great flick there, pulling it upfield. Maybe an open look if Wolverine can hold on to this ball. Struck out in the infield. Here's a shot off the post, and it's going to go wide. State Fair so close to a third goal, but it's off the mark.
Yeah, Bismarck State tripling up, not just doubling up, tripling up in a line as well. One of these players for Bismarck State literally was getting hit from both sides from other his teammates. Interesting stuff. No capitalization on that mistake, though, for State Fair. This offensive pressure not quite over here, but they're definitely not going to get granted that same triple-up situation. Straight up, like you had a trio, a line of Rocket League players. Not something you see very frequently within the game.
Not at all, but hey, we're ready for fresh takes all the time in Rocket League because all the time you see this ball batted away once, twice, 3 times. It's all the same, but when you see, hey, 3 players in a row, you love to see it. Maybe anything can work for Bismarck State. They do need another goal here. Try and close down this game 2 here and not have to make that reverse sweep moving on through this series. They are working the offensive, but they've got to get this ball in the infield if they want to get some attempts at the net.
Yeah, 52 seconds left here. Still by his game. Still by his game. The attempts of taking these out and trying, even just like approaching this middling area, have changed dramatically as well. Headlick really showing up on the defense right there. I think between him, his teammate and himself, they both came forth and were able to kind of combo on this. Not 100% sure. Dylan coming back. Big boost on the way, putting it in the corner and just kind of buying time for State Fair Community College members to rotate on into this one. Now a take across the middle. I don't think anybody's going to get to that one. And State Fair Community College racks in their third for the first significant lead in this game so far. And 22 seconds really is, 2 is really, really effectual.
It is indeed. I mean, all that brought about by Dylan's mechanical ability off of the side wall. I mean, he took on 2 defenders to put the ball past them and then had to work the 3rd defender to get that shot. This is just State Fair taking advantage of Bismarck's mistakes. I mean, it was really 3 players clumped up again in the same scenario. Now it's a fight for Bismarck on the goal line. Can they find a goal here to get back in this one? Single digits, 2-1, not enough time. Bismarck, they do make their mark on this game too, but it's just not potent enough.
A lot closer right here, Pyro, a lot closer. This is exactly what we wanted to see. At 2-0 up for State Fair Community College, about 2 minutes or so into this game, what we were looking at is whoever scores next, this really is just going to decide not just the pace of that game, but the rest of the series, right? Up 1-0 after a 6-0 sweep in game number 1. Does Community College go up 3-0 and then that's just kind of towards like stepping towards the same exact situation in game 1, just absolute roll one-sided. Oh, but that was the 3rd goal going the way, the 3rd total goal, of game 2 going the way of Bismarck. So now 1-2. There's a little bit of excitedness here. That's where a lot of these saves came in for Bismarck State as well. 6 total. 2 for each of these members, really just showing me that Bismarck State is showing up on both sides of the ball, all 3 members are showing up on the defensive side of the ball. Now it's just about coordinating on that with the offensive side of the ball.
I think the best way they coordinated was locking down Peachy. I mean, we saw in game 1 how that player for State Fair was all over the place, making opportunities, productive opportunities for State Fair. Now Peachy, instead of 3+ assists, 0 in that game 2. That's going to be so critical for them to minus out those opportunities and give themselves more. If they can find more chances on transition, like the only goal they've gotten this series was a clear downfield to another player of theirs, then that could be the key to victory for them. But they only found 1 there, Tugboat, in game number 2. So we're going to need more than that as we hop right into game number 3.
Yeah, striking first, I think, would be the big deal here as well. And this would just show a stepping stone from games 1 into game 3. Game 1, Bismarck State puts up nothing, right? Game 2, Bismarck State puts up something and even is kind of competitive for a little while, kind of like that middle chunk of this game. Game 3, though, Bismarck State strikes first, and anything's possible. Anything is possible. Kevin Garnett.
There you go. Give Bismarck State some hope from the basketball side. Sure, it's not hoops, but soccer, and all sports are alike in their own way.
And Rocket League more so like traditional sports than most other esports, I'll say.
I would say so as well. I've heard the argument that Rocket League is just 3D Pong. Which really takes away from the sports ability, but I'm more on your side, Tugboat. We got some serious sports action here.
Yes, and for the purists, yes, we realize it is likely or is more similar to hockey than it would be for real life soccer. We get it, guys. We get it. That's going to be Spartan striking first. The Spear to the middle right now. State Fair Community College going to be the one striking first on this one. I would love to see Bismarck State now. Their only hope for humanity here is putting up at least 2 on this, but just shutting down the State Fair offense, man. If this is going to require demos on the way in for State Fair Community College's offense every single time they come, then just do it. You know, there's 4 minutes away from a situation where you're going to now drop no matter what. If there's no more goals on here right now, then that will be a sweep against Bismarck State.
Right, but we're gonna see more tugboat. Of course, we're gonna see more. This time it's laid up by PG. What more can this player do for the team? I know he didn't have any goal participation in the first one, so obviously he had to make amends for this second.
Absolutely. 2-0 lead now for State Fair as they have amassed their first actual lead in game number 3 now. Spartan, who else but Spartan? Whenever we're talking about the offense here for State Fair Community College, I feel like Spartan is somewhere in those sentences.
Spartan right now, seeing this ball careen past him. He's gonna keep that momentum, the speed of the ball. Moving down the pitch and 2 demolitions for State Fair. It's a momentary 3v1. Dylan trying to work the back line to keep this ball secure and away from the danger zone, but back in it goes. A shot's gonna go just wide as it's panned out by Dylan. Dylan trying to hold it together still, but it's a clustering near the box. Still sent away. State Fair excellent again on the defensive end to get this out of the striking zone.
Interesting stuff, right? Headleg is the only reason that winding ball did not find its way in about 15 seconds ago, and Headleg was only there because of the demo. As it is, pressure is continued for another 15 seconds or so, and that's going to be this other player coming through here, striking up yet again. State Fair Community College on their 3rd. Had another opportunity earlier, not going to happen. Love to see Bismarck State come back to this one.
Yeah, it's going to be important to keep up with the pace, I think, for Bismarck State. We were just joking around before. Here it is again, the Roadrunners being the team of speed, but it truly has. I mean, they've set the pace of this series. You can see it on that last goal when they beat them to the back line. You can see it again here. Dylan working the infield. He's just quicker than anyone else on the field.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Totally fair. 18 seconds outside of halftime right now. State Fair, solid lead. That's going to be a nice play off the beginning, but a stop there again. Another goal line stop. Not just one, but 2 right there. Man, oh man. So close to Bismarck State getting their first on this one. Would have happened just outside of halftime and really set them up for at least an attempted comeback. Maybe even some overtime action, if nothing else. Not going to happen yet, though.
Bismarck State, those Mystics. You know how in D&D Tugboat where you roll a 1 on your D20, your magic spell kind of is a curse against you? That appears to be what the Mystics have done here. Those 2 goal line saves working against them. There is some shield that is blocking any potential goal for them, it appears.
Pult picked up a gold coin that was fully owned by the nymph in the forest or something like that that has magical powers, or a bard in some random bar somewhere, right? And you've been cursed, yes, because that was just simply unlucky, man. Both of those, first one even getting kind of close, not even by touching it, like after it enters goal line. Another player gets a hit on it, completely stopped. Another player gets a hit on it. Ball gets to rattle around a little bit more, but still no harm, no foul. At least if you're talking about the State Fair Community College squad. A nice little stop pop play right there as the rest of State Fair kind of keeping this one up. We're not out of time yet here, Pyro, but that is really, really looking towards the situation that we've seen in Game 1 as of right now, 100 seconds left.
It does, and even branch that out, think about the broader scope of this tournament, right? You need to be top of your group to make it to postseason. Bismarck State, this is a signal of do some replay reviews, and figure out what those keys are to growth, because you not only have to defeat this team, State Fair, but other teams that are still undefeated in this group. State Fair even have a loss against one of the top teams in this group. So Bismarck State, this is thinking about the long stage, right? This series doesn't work out, but there's still ways to work at this. 9 weeks in this regular season of NJCAA Tugboat, so time to work on it, but a lot of room for growth as well.
Yeah, no, I'm with it. I'm with it. I mean, it's games like these, you don't play them, you don't know what it is that you may be doing wrong. So far, the Roadrunners surely are running away with this one. This is 6-0, Game 3. Game 1 ended this way, so Unfortunate looks thus so far. Not quite going to call it yet. Still physical capability has not counted anybody out. This one's pretty much done and dusted, everybody. Taking a look at that group stage, like you said, 10 teams total. Round robin action means they play 9 weeks across all the way in there. And like Pyro mentioned, it's tough out here for a Rocket League team. You know, it's hard out here for a Rocket League team. Excuse me, that's what I meant to say. That means that only the top team from each of these groups, 7 groups on top of those, is going to be moving on into this playoff action here at the CENC, and this group specifically being the NJCAAE, the National Junior College Athletic Association. So, State Fair Community College making themselves a real stake for it in game number 4. Yeah. Bismarck State, if pretty much guaranteed, if anybody is undefeated at this point, then a 1-3 record going into week number 5 next week will mean, of course, that their playoff contention will be done and dusted unless there's some other kind of tiebreaker or some other first metric that's not just straight up win-loss record. If somebody else is undefeated across these, if somebody else is 4-0, it's almost guaranteed that Bismarck cannot make it into that postseason, just numerically at this point.
Yeah, if you're thinking mathematically, I think that could be true, almost definitely. Right now, though, State Fair enjoying a big win here tonight. The Roadrunners grab that sweep, and they move on closer to that potential top of the group stage. So good job to the Roadrunners. I'll be interested to talk to them as well, Tugboat, about, you know, what were the ideas, the things on the pitch that they capitalize, they dominate on, because it's clear that we talked about growth. This is a team that is only trending upwards.
Yeah, no, 100%. Gotta agree with you right there. Really looking forward to getting into the mind of the State Fair Community College members. They just won, and we only have winners in my interview box here, Pyro. We'll get one of these members on in here to give us a bit of their mind after the game. Give us a minute, dear viewer. Go forth and set that up. We'll be back with you very, very soon after the State Fair Community College 3-0 sweep over the Bismarck College Mystics. Shall see. Yeah, like you said, a little bit brutal right there, but that's fine. There you go.
The aerial play could get them out of it, but it's a pass in field and a great shot from Dylan. He sees the opportunity and seizes the day. Damn it, Peachy. What an assist as well. Scenic route towards the net, but State Fair, they know how to be lethal in the passing game. Get to the infield as quickly as possible and get cutting those passes infield immediately are going to be exactly the solution to that. State Fair finds it again. The dish from Peachy.
Yeah, it's fantastic stuff. Little pass.
You know, getting the bumping game going. Oh, maybe State Fair is going to take that advice first, and Demolition flies into the goal line and clears the lane for the goal.
Yeah, just a little bit extra on top right here. Just something to kind of take with him, put in the doggy bag.
Maybe some new blood could help them out, but a 50-50 from Peachy here shows us that the momentum from game 1 is doing about in game 2.
Yeah, unfortunately, green guy just coming in really fast and loud at this one. Got it hit on Rocket League side swipe, you know? We have 3 dimensions here.
Oh, no, not side swipe.
No, very, very fun. Very, very fun if you guys have not checked out not checked out the mobile version of Rocket League quite yet. 90 seconds into this one, though.
Out to the other side. They do have a second player here to dump it down. Out to green guy. Finally, a connection is found downfield, and that equates in a goal.
I love it. I love it. Wolverine kind of stops this one, forces defender down by this one. Now a take across the middle. I don't think anybody's going to get to that one. And State Fair Community College racks in their 3rd for the first significant lead in this game so far. And 22 seconds really is, 2 is really, really effective. Than it would be for real life soccer. We get it, guys. We get it. That's going to be Spartan striking first. The spear to the middle right now. State Fair Community College gonna be the one striking first on this one. I would love to see Bismarck State now. They're only hope for humanity right now, and that will be a sweep against Bismarck State.
Right, but we're going to see more Tugboat. Of course, we're going to see more. This time it's laid up by PG. What more can this player do for the team? I know he didn't have any goal. We were just joking around before. There it is again. The Roadrunners being the team of speed, but it truly has. I mean, they've set the pace of this series. You can see it on that last goal when they beat them to the back line. You can see it again here. Dylan, 1 on your D20. Your magic spell kind of is a curse against you. That appears to be what the Mystics have done here. Those 2 goal line saves.
And we are back here. The NJCAA continues now. Got a little post-game interview action coming at you. FBI Tugboat here. My man Pyro over there. Oh, over there. Over there. That's where I pointed the whole time. And we got Spartan to come on in and give us a minute of their time after the game. Spartan, you with us?
Hello.
How are we doing? How are we doing? Congratulations on your 3-0 victory, sir. My man Pyro's going to take it away, ask you a couple questions, and I'll do the same, and then we'll get you on out of here, okay?
All right, thank you.
Yeah, Spartan, welcome. Like Tugboat said, congratulations. There's so much to highlight for your team between the dishes from Peachy and just the overall chemistry. I want to hear from you. What's your favorite part about how this Roadrunners squad links up?
Oh gosh. So we just started playing together 3 months ago, and we just linked so well. Our passes have been on point all the time, and our chemistry is unmatched. It seems like.
It feels like it was electric out there. There's so many goals as well. I want to talk a little bit broadly as well, Spartan. So, 1 loss on the season so far. From your perspective, how has that setback turned into just improvement and growth for your team?
I think we really just took advantage of it and looked at our mistakes. We reviewed it as a team together, and we just think that it was nervousness coming out as the first game of the season. So we think it was just that, and we look forward to winning all of our matches from now on.
There you go. There you go. I like it. Well, Spartan here, they dialed me up and they said they need some content. So the question to you posed, obviously, very biased, but question you posed, what college or team are you absolutely horrified to play? You're just terrified. The thought of playing this team keeps you up at night. What team like that is represented within the NJCAA?
I wouldn't say that we're absolutely terrified to face anybody, honestly. We just need to make sure to be on our best games, and I think we'll be able to take anybody down.
There you go, my man. I knew it. The Warriors mentality, right? The Warriors mentality. Now, Spartan, have you seen the cinematic masterpiece that is 300, the mid-2000s war movie with? Okay, gotcha. So, not sure if you noticed. I'm all about themes, right? The second goal that you guys made in Game 2, that put up an even 300 points for you, Spartan. Now, did you give your best Leonidas cry, like the stomp and like, this is where we fight, this is where they die, like something, right? You had to keep it thematical here, right?
No, I'm going to say I did not do that, unfortunately.
Oh, well. You have plenty more opportunities here within the NJCAA and many more opponents, though. I want to thank you for coming on in and give us a minute of time after the game. Before we get you out, I want to ask if you have any shout-outs here.
I would like to shout out my coach and also my teammates as well.
The coach and the teammates. We saw the teammates. Does a coach have a name or a tag?
My coach's name is Coach Cole.
Coach Cole. Coach Cole, there you go. Shout outs to Coach Cole and the two teammates. That is, of course, Wolverine Dude and, oh, nope, excuse me, wrong side. That is, of course, Dylan CM and Peachy. I wrote it down wrong. My handwriting is horrific. Shout out to all my teachers in the past. Spartan, thank you again for thank you for your time after the game.
Thank you.
Not a problem. Not a problem. This has been, yet again, a 3-0 victory for State Fair Community College over Bismarck out of North Dakota here in Pyro. I think that's gonna be about it. Do you have anything else for the good people before we bid them adieu and thank them for watching?
No, thank you so much for watching. I'm excited to see more State Fair Community College. I mean, just straight up. I'm going to be tuning into Esports U whenever I see Rocket League action and hoping that I see them. But talk about, I hear that Esports U loves getting their esports action. So what else we got on the table for tonight?
There you go. My man. He knew what I was going to say next. They were just so connected here, me and my co-caster. Combo and user intel will be bringing you some Super Smash Brothers here in about 15 minutes, 16 minutes or so. That's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and just because we cannot stop giving you people esports content, there'll be a simulcast there for a little NECC action for Valorant at the hour after that. That is, I guess that'd be, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you're over there on the East Coast. Plenty more the rest of this week as well. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all full of esports action. Be sure to tune in. You know where to go. And it's right here. FBI Tugboat Pyro J has been bringing it to you here today. Again, that's Combo, and that's User Intel bringing the Super Smash here in about 15 minutes or so. Stay tuned. Watch that. We'll be back with you another time.